Hello everyone, welcome back. I am now actually using voice, and as we can see, we just did the launch there. So this was a mission that I just did about 3 days ago. It was a MUN mission where I was going to do a 2-stage lander, launch 2 rovers since I recently got the Breaking Ground pack. And for PC this looks pretty good, but yeah. So this launch is pretty slow here, but it's not the best kind of like launch, but you know, it's kind of a Saturn V like vehicle. I could have done this better, but like, yeah. Anyway, so I'm gonna talk about some videos I was gonna do, but never happened. Alright, so when I got PC KSP, I was going to go and do a money mission. So I have a full blooper set of that. Comment if you want to see that. Basically, I was gonna use like Saturn V like vehicle, and as you can see right now, this vehicle was very unstable during launch, but very stable after it docked and crap. I kind of figured out how to save it, but yeah. Now we're heading up to a little bit sped up footage. I was just looking at the quick booster station. If you want to check that out, check the if you want to check that little booster out, check I believe I have Bill stranded in that station right now. I was supposed to retrieve him like 2 weeks ago. Never did. But I'm glad, because I can do like these Matt Lau kind of videos. And as you can see, I was very much struggling just to maintain something for lift off. But yeah, I gotta kind of like fix 90% of this. So yeah, before this, literally the day before recording that, I was looking. There was like a month before I had been doing a I had done an Apellic cello. I'm not sure if that's how you pronounce it for cause you know in like KSP they have like a Mimic Saturn V rocket, and you can like do, if you have the Making History pack, you can do the Apollo 13 and Apollo 14, Apollo 13 and Apollo 11 missions. Yeah, I tried. Oh, yeah. Yeah. See, our rovers are flying, and our main command pod kept on falling. And I didn't have McJab enabled. I had FMRS for like the entire time until I finally decided to close it once I reached the MUN. Like right after I was about to leave with Valentina and Bob. But yeah, I decided since is it Jebediah? I normally just call him Jebediah. But yeah. Fun fact, this was actually my first mission that I used the what is it called? Like the little control key thingy? Yeah. This was the first ever mission that I used that. Yeah, I have both DLCs for my PlayStation, and I have it for my PC as well. But I've mostly gone farther in a PC, but now since I can talk and I don't have to type this all down, I want to talk about stuff and older videos. Alright, so I was planning to do a reusable rocket to Duna. You know, also, you know about my reusable rocket to the MUN? Yeah, as soon as that happened, my sister said, I have gone further than Elon Musk within the process of 1 month. But in there, like, yeah. In total, you're just gonna be doing a lot of random stuff, but yeah. So, I never usually have these times where I can just yap a lot. I absolutely love yapping. I'll tell you that. But yeah, so I was gonna do mainly just Apollo because I can see you have the Rhino engine in the back. I wanted that to be my transfer stage. But if you will see here in a quick minute, I'll tell you. But once we get there. Anyway, shuttle missions. Shuttle missions were cool. I'll tell you that. I am mostly just using. Oh yeah, right here. So on the transfer stage that was supposed to be for the transfer, never worked. I can't find the footage of the actual transfer stage working, but yeah, I don't have actual footage of the transfer stage. So but yeah, the transfer stage only got me so far, and then I had to do another orbit, and then I did another quick little burn there, and then I did a mid-course correction. Though you're usually not supposed to do those for usually not supposed to do mid-course correction burns for this, for going to the Mun, like Minmus or something. Oh, I'm not sure on Minmus. Fun fact, do you know about that Luna mission that I posted last week? Yeah, the video, that was actually supposed to be a Minmus video. But I had been so distracted by other things that I forgot to do it. And I'm like, this week, fun fact, I'm actually, saying all these on a Guitar Hero microphone. So, I have I have Rock Band Beatles, for Xbox 360. And yeah, I was so excited to do that Minimus video. I'm like, yeah, let's do a Minimus video. And I'd been planning up for it. I literally, end of that week, I got distracted by Juno. Juno's something I play once in a while, Kerbal Space Program. As you can see, made a course correction burn. That went very well. So now I'm just trying to get a normal circular orbit by around 10,000 to 10,000. Because like those are like the best limits for here. So see, now I believe somewhat between now I risk it and I hit 2. Because 1 is the deploying the rovers, and I have to do a quick little correction for that. But I hit 2 around here, which actually just deploys the radar. So the rovers I never used yet, so I haven't used the rovers yet, so yeah. And there was a weird bug while doing this, so I'll quick point out the bug when we get there. So I gotta stop saying so. And this mission kind of also taught me how to go from the Mun to Kerbin, because if you saw my reusable landing booster rocket video, I'm gonna say I'm quite guilty for killing Jeb and Bob. Hey, but I have respawning Kerbals on here, so Jebediah gonna burn up. Yeah, this was the problem I kept on having. So basically, the first Mun landing site, I kept on having problems with it. Yeah, look. It just kept on reloading. And yeah, I call this Wool Lander. But yeah, it kept on reloading and reloading and reloading. So every time this happened, I had to go back to the tracking station. And I had to hope that the last save wasn't 7 minutes ago. So yeah, I gotta. Something was just very weird because when I was doing the Apollo, I'm just gonna call it an Apollo, though I know, definitely know it's. I'm just gonna call it the Apollo. So when I was doing the Apollo missions, as a quick little fun little mod mission, something to get your mind off. You don't have to make this huge rocket. You got it like right there. Fun fact: the Saturn V Incredible Space Program is an SSTO. I never knew that. Because literally, the first stage will get you all the way to orbit. No kidding. Like, I was using it, and I'm like, oh, this will be a fun little mod mission. And then I'm like, what? It's an SSTO? I didn't really care for it. So now, I'm transferring everyone. I decided Valentina was probably the best contender for here. Because, Valentina was the first one to land a shuttle. So, was the first Kerbal to land a shuttle. I say Valentina's really good at a lot of things. Jebediah is kind of like stupid, so I hate to say it. So, yeah, now we're just landing. If my mouse circles, that was my original landing zone. Oh no, we already passed that. So basically, we had passed my original landing zone. It was supposed to be in that deep little crater there. But yeah, Valentina and Bob. Bob never went out to the mud, sadly. But hey, Valentina did a lot. You'll see that in a quick minute. But, yeah. Valentina did most of the stuff. Bob kind of just existed there in the lander. He was supposed to be the one driving the Kerbal rover. But, yeah, that never worked. See, now we're landing on the mud. It looks very naked here. I know the Parallax mod just got free. Like, not that long ago. Right here! I was freaking out. But then I remember I have that. So yeah, this was the fun little thing I did for Rovers. They're kind of like little landing legs anyway. So, yeah. The Rovers kept on being in an up angle. So I was, yeah. So now I just undid those. See, that's the Kerbal one. So I'm just like, okay. But as you can see, yellow up there, drone core, means it's not that well. Yeah, and that's the little Mun rover. That's just going to be sitting there for a bit until the Mun actually faces Kerbin. So, yeah, now I don't know why I retracted that. Oh yeah, for some reason they wanted to go out through that hatch. That hatch is there's no airlock, so I had to go through the back hatch. And they just kept on getting so annoying. By the way, my game was running at like 3 frames per second here, so it looks very smooth here, but I'm gonna tell you something, it was not smooth playing it. Yeah, so the Rovers were kind of just like staying like that for a bit till takeoff. Yeah, this was very tedious. Do you know this actually took me about 30 minutes for this little scene here? See, now I'm trying to fix the rover that's actually going to be important. The rover on the other side is just there for Bob. For Bob was going to drive in it and check out some Mun rocks, but yeah, that never worked. So I tried driving it. I kept on hitting W to get that little yellow probe core. That means we are not near. Yeah, second stage lander site launched 2 rovers using the robotics part for breaking ground pack. Yeah, it's weird. I can say that faster than I typed it. So right here, I had a bit of confusion on how to place it down. Because I had no idea how to place these down originally, so I wasn't that smart with the breaking ground pieces and actually placing down stuff. Yeah. This was my first time actually doing something like this, but yeah, this took me like 10 minutes just to set up these. No, I think longer even. I have no idea how that worked. So now I was just checking all the other containers, putting down all the other. That's a little mystery goo container. So, and then weather. Guess what? It didn't give me absolute anything for science. This was done in sandbox, so it wasn't going to give me science anyway. No, I was just figuring out how the lights were used. I kept on saying, yeah, now I finally close FMRS because I finally realized there's no point in that. So, epilepsy warning, guys. Also, yeah, this took me like 10 attempts just to place down. Like, I'd finally gotten it, so now I just turn it on. But a lot of people complain how, like, oh, this is how bad my graphics are. Ooh, my graphics are so bad. Like, no, my computer runs so slow. Theirs is running at 30 frames per second, an actual good rate. Do you want to know how fast mine goes? This was literally no lie, 5 frames per second. I'm still having fun though. And see, right now I am trying to change the. It doesn't look like I'm changing the engine. But right now I finally figured out how that worked. But yeah, we're gonna change here in a second. But yeah, I'm trying to place this down. Yeah. I heard this for like 30 minutes. Now it's probably going to cut to the launch. Oh no. Yay. So I didn't watch a video on this. Thank God. I finally realized you had to place stuff. So I made a little shrine right there. Yeah, get ready for a huge explosion, guys. The Rovers are gonna explode. Totally. It's not just some random book. The book literally launched. I'm not kidding. When I was placing down the final thing, which was the propellant tank, the book just exploded. But anyway, this is me trying to get the Kerbal rover to work. As you can see, it moved very slowly. This is like times 7 speed. So you can see how slowly it moved. I think this was the 3 times actually. No, 7 times. Yeah, so now I just did a quick little EVA report. You know, normal stuff. Apologies if it's a little thing, like too loud. But yeah, that was it for this. So I was gonna get him back, but oh, hold on there. Alright, got it back. Okay, after some quick buffering, I finally got it to work. Anyway, the Rovers kept on going in, so the Rovers slid in on the attempt that actually worked. This is just the launch. I'm not gonna tell you how many times I had to do this. This may have took as long as the ground area, because the bug came up again, and I realized something. As soon as I came into orbit, I'm like, select this target. Oh yeah, that happened. I couldn't do absolute crap here. I realized something. The thing was going from a west to it was going from an east to west orbit, and I was going to a west to east orbit. I was going to an eastern orbit that was going into west. So this was quick cutting from the one that actually worked. See, I had to launch with the first stage. because the clip with the second stage did not work well. But overall, this was a pretty good docking. Pretty good docking. It's not that bad of a docking, honestly. So, this was a really good docking. Check something out. That's my first Mun landing site. I'm going to be like, oh crap, is it going to bother me today? Because if you previously saw, flags were ruining the entire thing. Flags were just glitching for some reason. I don't know why. And we all know this is like this is the final version of Kerbal Space Program. See, the flag did it again. But I'm like, oh, I'm fine. So now we just go in for a smooth docking right here. I went a little too fast, but smooth like butter, bro. Now I was just transferring all the fuel from the second stage onto my first stage. Because, like, that would be kind of useful. Usually you only have to use separate landers for, like, Duna or some crap. Jewel would just be like a science bomb, so. Yeah, so right here. I kept on braking here, so. And I can finally add, and I'm so glad I can add commentary for y'all, so it's not just the most boring ass crap ever. But yeah, as you can see right there, that's the second stage. Right now, I just moved to that one, so it took me a second to process that it was actually 29 seconds, not 28. Yeah, and I passed it a bit. But hey, as long as I got to Kerbin, that's all that mattered. And I finally realized how that works. And I realized, hey, that was slowing down. Yeah, it was braking. So, yeah, luckily I had time warp to a time where I was past everything. Now it's just smooth sailing from here. Yeah, pretty smooth sailing. Rancher was pretty smooth. I did it spaceship style. So, also, I watched enough spaceship videos. A shout out to him. Yeah. I looked at his videos of going back from the Mun. I looked, and he was able to go back to Kerbin through one burn instead of two. Fun fact, my first Mun mission, it kind of, so basically, I was going to say, first Mun landing, I was trying to do it how Spaceship does it. Just leaves the Mun, goes straight to Kerbin, no extra burns. Let's just say, midway through my mid-course correction burn, I kind of crashed into the Mun. Yeah. So yeah, pretty smooth landing. Only about 10 seconds. Hey, watch more. You can always watch more. If you want to see more of this, watch more.